Oh, hey, I didn't see you guys there. This is Surviving Silver Bay Part 5, I believe. I'm actually in the same apartment as I was when I made my first Surviving Silver Bay video. It's kind of a full circle kind of thing. I want to talk about my 2020 season, some of the things I left out. Dealing with COVID was way different. This is a different freak season I've ever experienced. Um, Mac, he's a plant manager now, plant supervisor. He made it pretty good. He's a good guy. He'll help you out. Ruben is now the bunkhouse supervisor, so Tiny doesn't work there anymore. It's not the same without Tiny, but Ruben's a pretty cool guy too. If this COVID crap's still going to go on, you're going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks, uh, and then after that, it's going to work. Price or the pay is different, so it's not $10 an hour; it's 13 starting, $15 an hour overtime. So I was making about 1,400 to 1,500 bucks every week. So it's about $3,000 every check. Now, when I left quarantine, I wasn't expecting to work that same day once I landed. So I stayed up 24 hours, and when I landed in Sitka, the we got picked up, ran down to the plant. They briefed us for about half an hour, and then they said get to work. Started handing me my freezer suit and everything. I go, well, hey, I stayed up for 24 hours. I didn't want to miss my flight. They said, okay, well, you go to your bunkhouse, you sleep for a few hours, and you rock and roll. Okay. So if you do go out there, prepare to work 16 hours as soon as you get to the plant. It's probably going to happen again for 2021, guaranteed, almost. Made some really cool friends out there. Met really awesome people. Made some good friends. Xavier, T. Those are the frozen few. Um, Xavier's from Ohio. Really cool guy. Really cool guy. Hard worker too. We hit it off. Um, but the whole 2020 season, man, it wasn't that great. I was only there for about 6, 7 weeks. Um, Made okay money for the time I was there. Let's see. I forgot to mention you're gonna have your breaking point there. Mine was my fourth day there. From kind of being stagnant, in this hotel room for 18 days, then you stay up 24 hours, then you go to work for 16 hours every day. From sitting in a room to working 16 hours straight kind of messes with you. And for me, my fourth day at 16 hours, something happened in the freezer where a bunch of fish fell off, something very minor, and it just set me off, man. I told myself I don't want to be here anymore. This place isn't for me. This sucks. I convinced myself that I didn't want to stay there. Well, almost convinced myself. Um, Talking to the people, talking to your coworkers, they help you out. Um, but as soon as you start questioning yourself, if this is for you, is this for me? It isn't. It's never ever going to be for you. But you came here, you went up there for a reason, to make money and to experience or whatever. Only to make money. You can save your stories for somebody else. But once you start telling yourself, or once you start questioning yourself, should I be here? That's when you have to turn on the afterburners and just go full steam even harder. Um, or else you're going to convince yourself that you can't do it, and then you're going to come home and empty-handed. So my fourth day, I was just tired, irritable, hungry. Ugh. I had four deaf roommates in my bunk room. I was the only person who wasn't deaf, and it was interesting. I learned some sign language, but everyone was communicating but me, so I felt real, out of the loop, which is fine with me. But if you don't like your roommates, you can always change. Remember that. Um, but my fourth day was a tough one. A bunch of fish tipped over, and I told my coworker Xavier, man, I need to go outside. I need to take a break. And I just kind of walk outside, take a deep breath. I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm going to go home. This isn't for me. And then I started thinking about all the bills I had back home and how much in debt I was. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm gonna stay because I've done this a bunch of times before, and it seems like the next day, right when you hit your breaking point, the next day is smooth as eggs. You wake up, and it's something different. The first few days your body hurts, your muscles are sore, your joints are sore, your back hurts, your neck hurts, everything on you hurts. But it seems like the fifth day, nothing hurts anymore, and it's this is life now. This is how it is. Uh, you you tell yourself I can't do it. This isn't for me. This is too hard. My body hurts. You just stick with it, man. Just it's gonna get better. Believe me, it gets better. When you start seeing those paychecks and you start making really good friends and having really awesome stories, it's well worth it. Um, you break through. It could be 6 days. It could be 2 days for you. For me, it was 4. I broke on to the fifth day, and I just woke up like a new man. I was happy. I'm happy I stayed. Um, and it's just you're broken in. You know, this is how it is now. But it is different. Management's different. I'm not going to get into that. Um, there is some issues with that. It just ran different. A lot of people are out. The old people or the older people they don't work there anymore. They transferred or whatever. And it's new, and it's way more clicky than it was last time. Very, way more clicky. Um, even in the freezer, even in your own departments, you have clicks within clicks. So it's you know, I know you're not there to make friends, but it does help. So remember that. Find your clique and stick with it. Doesn't matter who they are. Just mind your business. Hang out with people you get along with, and knock it out. Let's see. But that's what I wanted. Really wanted to talk about was the breaking point. The pays a little bit better, but this COVID stuff, everything's sanitized. Everyone's shutting down for like an hour to sanitize everything. You have someone hanging outside of the restrooms, and then once you use the bathroom, they'll ask you what stall or urinal or sink you used, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or whatever it is. So they can trace, if you do get sick, they can go back in their log and look at it. It's not, everything happens, everything has a purpose over there. So you just gotta deal with that. But I'll be going back again this year. This is January 3rd, 2021 already. So I will be going back again this year, and I'll probably be there for herring, and then staying till salmon season if it all works out. Depending on COVID or what's going to happen after whatever. So I plan on being there about 7 months, 6 to 7 months, like time before last. But yeah, you'll make it. You'll just gotta hang in there. It's tough. It's work. It's not anything fun. You can't leave the property. You can't leave the property because if you leave, it's COVID, and everyone's scared of that, and you're dealing with food, so they don't want anyone sick. Because you imagine if some person has some disease or COVID or whatever, they infect a bunch of fish, a bunch of food. Well, then that's going to affect who know. It's better just to work, eat. You have to eat outside most of the time, and let these little canopies, or you can take the food back to your room, whatever. You go to sleep and you work back and forth. Just push through it, and you'll get it done. Overpack, just in case. Um, I use just about everything in my last video. I use just about everything. Again, get really good socks, and just get ready. You can't really get ready, I guess. Just start doing whatever you have to do before you leave. Now, you get real, like a buddy of mine said in my last video, he commented, you get really excited before you leave, but once you're there, you get real nervous. You start clamming up now, but it'll be fine. So, I figured I'd make this little video short and sweet. Here we're going on 10 minutes, so hope this helps. Stick with it, and as always, take it easy.